More than 1,000 years ago, one man wrote books so powerful that the West still studies them today. His name was Ibn Sina. He was a physician, a philosopher, an astronomer, and a poet. A true polymath whose mind built a bridge between civilizations. This is the story of the mind that changed the world. On a quiet night in the city of Bukhara, a young boy sat under the soft glow of an oil lamp. While the city slept, his mind never rested. His name was Hussein ibn Abdullah, later known to the world as Avicenna, or more commonly, Ibn Sina. Even as a child, his brilliance was undeniable. Before reaching the age of 10, he had already memorized the entire Qur'an, a testament to his incredible memory and dedication. As he grew into a teenager, his intellectual appetite only expanded. He devoured subjects that baffled even seasoned scholars: logic, mathematics, philosophy, and medicine. His teachers were often left in awe. It was said that this boy was asking questions that humanity had not yet learned how to answer. He wasn't just learning, he was challenging, questioning, and pushing the very boundaries of knowledge. His thirst for understanding was relentless. At the astonishing age of just 16, Ibn Sina was not only a scholar but also a practicing physician. He began treating patients, applying his theoretical knowledge to the real world. His reputation grew rapidly, and soon, his skills were sought by the highest in the land. He was called to the palace to treat the ruler of Bukhara, who was suffering from an illness that had stumped all other doctors. Ibn Sina succeeded where others had failed, and he cured the ruler. As a reward, the grateful ruler offered him gold and riches. But Ibn Sina asked for something far more valuable. He requested access to the royal library, the magnificent Samanid library, a treasure trove of knowledge. Inside those walls, surrounded by scrolls and manuscripts, he discovered the wisdom of centuries. He absorbed the works of Greek philosophers, Indian mathematicians, and Persian scientists. And in that sanctuary of learning, he began to build the ideas that would shape the future for a millennium. Throughout his life, Ibn Sina was incredibly prolific. He authored more than 450 works, covering a breathtaking range of subjects. He wrote on medicine, philosophy, astronomy, mathematics, music, and even psychology. But among this vast body of work, 2 books would secure his immortality. The first was the Canon of Medicine, a monumental 5-volume medical encyclopedia. This wasn't just a collection of existing knowledge, it was a systematic and comprehensive guide to the entire field of medicine as it was then known. It covered everything from anatomy and physiology to diagnosis, pharmacology, and clinical practice. For over 600 years, the Canon of Medicine became the definitive medical textbook in European universities. Generations of doctors in the West learned diagnosis, treatment, and medical ethics through Ibn Sina's words. Modern medicine, in its principles of clinical trials, quarantine, and evidence-based practice, still carries his fingerprints. If you believe stories like this, the stories of humanity's greatest thinkers, deserve to be remembered, please support us by subscribing to the channel. Liking this video, leaving a comment, and sharing it helps this knowledge stay alive for future generations. His second masterpiece was the Book of Healing. Now, despite its name, this was not a medical book. The title referred to healing the soul, or the mind, from ignorance. It was a vast philosophical and scientific encyclopedia, one of the largest works ever written by a single person. It explored logic, natural sciences, metaphysics, and philosophy in profound detail. In the Book of Healing, Ibn Sina delved into the most fundamental questions of existence. He explored the nature of the human soul, the distinction between existence and essence, and the power of human reason to comprehend the universe. His ideas were revolutionary, and they deeply influenced subsequent Western thinkers, including the great medieval philosopher Thomas Aquinas. Through the Latin translations of his work, Islamic philosophy, with Ibn Sina as its leading voice, became a critical bridge that transmitted the wisdom of the ancient world to the burgeoning intellectual centers of Europe, helping to spark the European Renaissance. But a life of such intellectual achievement was not a life of peace. Ibn Sina's journey was filled with hardship and turmoil. The political instability of the era forced him to move constantly from city to city, seeking patronage and a safe place to work. He served as a vizier, or a high-ranking minister, but also suffered imprisonment when political tides turned against him. At one point, he had to escape from prison disguised as a Sufi mystic. His life was a stark contrast of extremes. By day, he was a respected physician, healing the sick and advising rulers. By night, he would retreat into his study, writing the books that he knew would outlive kings and empires. He was a man who lived multiple lives in one. How did he maintain such focus and productivity amidst the chaos? He once said that whenever he faced a problem he could not solve, whether in science or philosophy, he would go to the mosque, pray, and reflect until clarity appeared in his mind. For him, the pursuit of knowledge was not just an intellectual exercise. It was a spiritual discipline. It required discipline, patience, and a deep, abiding faith. Ibn Sina died at the age of 57, his body worn out by a life of constant work and travel. But his ideas never died. His legacy is woven into the fabric of modern thought. Today, when philosophy students in universities around the world discuss the concepts of existence and essence, they are engaging with ideas he pioneered. When historians of science speak of the foundations of modern medicine, they must speak his name. His voice, though silent for 1,000 years, is still heard in the lecture halls and laboratories of the modern world. Ibn Sina proved that one mind, driven by an insatiable curiosity and an unwavering courage to seek the truth, can truly shape 1,000 years of thought. He showed that knowledge knows no borders of geography, culture, or time. If this story inspired you, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it with others who appreciate the power of ideas. Leave a comment below and let us know which great mind you'd like to learn about next. Your support helps us continue to tell the stories of the greatest minds in history. Thank you for watching.